No, let's bring up all the other things that we have here. I'll give some people a chance to get in here. Thank you for watching here today. I appreciate it. Whether you're on X or Rumble or Twitch or any platform, I appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your day and being here. Let me just complete some things, and we'll get right into it. No, that's not it. We did do our first, Patreon only live stream yesterday, and I think it was good. We didn't obviously have a lot of comments. We didn't have a ton of people, but I want to be able to build up the amount of people that are over there. And Patreon is not just now that they added like free memberships. It's kind of like YouTube. Where you have your memberships, you have something that's free, you have your live streams, but then all the video creation and anything else that goes with it, you have that right on that platform. So that's always a good thing. I don't know why this is not popping up. Yeah, I don't know where that is. Ah, there it is. Good morning. Good morning, Winna. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. Good morning to you as well. Good morning to all. This is my first bull run, and I invested $10,000 in XRP. I think it's good. Yeah, I think XRP is really good. Um, Hopefully, you are diversified in other positions as well, and not just one, position. Because yes, XRP is great, but it doesn't mean that um, you want to just completely go all in on just one position. There's so many others that are out there, so many other opportunities. So hopefully that's the case. Um, you made me start getting serious about crypto. Just marry me already. I'm already married. Um, so no, I'm flattered. I appreciate it. But it's always great to learn something new. About whether it's crypto investing, um, whether it's just improving yourself. It's always a good thing. So um, it's good that you're taking that initiative to get serious about crypto or get serious about investing in general, and hopefully you can build some passive income streams for the future. Learned a lot from you. Thank you. Well, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Um, but I think XRP is safe and better than the other coins, the other altcoins. I So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other altcoins that are not necessarily the safest or will have the longest lifespan. Absolutely. But I also understand that there's a lot out there that do have that. And maybe you gain something extra from those opportunities because while XRP is still trying to, or Ripple, I guess, still trying to find itself there. And I mean, I guess they already found itself. It's just whether the SEC approves of who they are, right? It's like you grow up as a certain person loving a certain sport or something, and like your parents don't approve of what you've become, right? And and until your parents understand, or that person that's overseeing this understands that you are who you are, right? This is what you're going to do. This is what you want to do. Then and that's when we'll see that clarity. But we haven't seen that clarity from the SEC. So eventually we will, though. I'm tired today. I had 3 hours of sleep last night. I was up watching the Warriors game. I'm a fan of great players, and I was just awake watching the Warriors. Um, they lost. I wanted to see them win. I wanted to see, like, obviously they counted out Steph Curry and LeBron from because they were a ninth and or eighth and tenth seed, but I believe the Lakers made the playoffs. They're playing the Nuggets, but the Warriors got knocked out yesterday. Klay Thompson went like 0 for like 13 shots. Horrible. Um, and I mean, he just had a really, really bad night. He just couldn't get one to drop. And, if he would have made those shots, but six of them were like three pointers, I guess. He would have had a decent amount of points. So, I don't know. They got some thinking to do and whether they're going to come back the same way. Um, Let me add this poll here. Can you please make a safe crypto video to invest in, please? Like the safest cryptos, top 10 safest cryptos to invest into. That's not a bad idea. Or top five. I'll do top five, not top 10. That's a lot. Top 10. Maybe I'll do top 10. I don't know. Let's see. Top 10. Maybe I'll do top 10. I'm not sure. Still confident about Jasmy hitting $1 this bull run, Matt. I am. I'm very confident in it. And I mean, where it stands right now, it's not telling me like, oh, it's not going to hit $1 just because it's hovering around this like 1.7, 1.8 cent level. I did want to hopefully find a lower level to where I can leverage trade the position. I'm still holding my million. I'm still going to sit on that as time does, go on. But I also want to, I also want to hold some leverage trade positions, and I've been, trading kind of the wrong way as of late when it came to Jasmy coin. I just got into that position because of the hype and FOMO, and even I, fall subject to that. So I wanted to take it slow and find certain levels and sit on those levels and be comfortable with those levels. So um, that's what I'm kind of waiting on because it looks like the pullback that we could see. Let me go to Margex really quick. Yeah, it looks like the pullback that we could see with Jasmy coin. Come on, load. If we're looking at an extended view, it shows the lowest level of around, that 1 cent level, which I don't necessarily think that that's the case, that it will get down to this point. Obviously, we're looking at a longer term, a larger amount of candlesticks. But then if we look at like this time period, I feel like, or this level around the 1.5 cent level, I feel like that's definitely something that is more of a significant bounce, more of a significant level around the 1.5 cents versus the 1.6 or 1.7 that it did get to. It did break through this, the 15 moving average as well as the 50 moving average. And, we're still seeing maybe some other levels of support that we need to kind of bounce off of. And I think that's a strong level. So I'm definitely looking at this a little bit more with my technical analysis hat on versus looking at it as just like, yeah, you know what, this is a long term play no matter what the price is. Because if I'm leverage trading it, I only have a certain level to get to before I lose everything that I had there. So made some mistakes with Jasmy Coin, definitely, and I'll live up to, or I'll own up to that mistake or those mistakes. I did make a good play where I supplemented it, so as it did come down, I made a little money from it, but from the amount that I invested, it just didn't really work out. Same thing goes for one XRP trade that I made recently. That wasn't good either. Good morning. Did you see Hara's post that Jasmy can now be bought on Binance using debit or credit cards, Google Pay, and Apple Pay? So, no, I would assume that's more of like a Binance hype than it is a Jasmy hype. But again, it does create, I guess, a little bit more volume. But I didn't see that. I wouldn't look at that as like the end all be all like crazy news. I think it's just another way to purchase Jasmy coin without actually owning, maybe a cryptocurrency. You own physical dollars, so that's good. Well, may you become the healthiest and wealthiest after the stressful bloodbath. I'm glad I found your channel, Jasmy to $1. This morning I woke up in the green. Might start to go up soon. Yeah. Um, I don't know when you purchased it. If you purchased it recently, hopefully at these low levels that we're seeing now. But if it is an outright purchase, understand that it is about the long term. It's not about the short term. If it's a leverage trade, you obviously have to take into consideration like getting seeing that come down to possibly some of these levels where it's at 1 cent. If we see everything that decides to decrease even more before everything really takes off, we already saw a fall from 2.7 trillion down to a 1.3 or 1.2, or sorry, 2.2 trillion dollar market cap. So I don't think the fall will be that aggressive, but still, you never know how it's going to react after the halving. Thank you for following on Twitch, by the way, whoever that was. I do appreciate it. If you haven't had a chance to hit the like button, please do so, and also answer the poll. And if you answer the poll saying you didn't hit the like button, I appreciate you for answering the poll and engaging and all that. So thank you. Make a top 10 crypto to invest video. I want to know because there's a lot of YouTubers misguiding us. So please. Yeah, I mean, this is where it may be a little bit tricky because I like to talk about a lot of positions that I'm in. And then, people will say anytime I talk about a top five or top 10 or something list like that, they're like, a lot of the positions that you're mentioning, you're in. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I typically believe in those plays that I'm in. So if I'm not in them, how can you associate me like believing in the growth of that and how safe it is if I'm not involved in it, right? But then on the other side, there are a lot of opportunities that I may have just missed or I don't feel like buying anything. So then that's where you can take that into consideration. So I don't know really what to put. So I tend to put, a couple of things that I hold, a couple of things that I don't hold, but things that I do believe are safe plays. Like I don't hold Bitcoin anymore, but I think it's one of the safest plays that's out there because of the ETFs. But then when it comes to things like XRP, I feel as though XRP is a safe play. I feel like CRO is a very, very safe play. There's just a lot of ones that I'm holding that I feel are very safe. But then other ones that, maybe it's a Shiba Inu or a meme coin that's not necessarily the safest play to see some of these or see a lot of these gains. So, yeah. I've been a T-Wolves fan since 2015. This season has been fun to watch for once. I mean, when Andrew Wiggins was on there, he was okay, right? He wasn't as good as Anthony Edwards, but yeah, I do leverage trading. I do leverage trade with some some fake YouTuber live and gets losses all the time. That's why I only follow you because you show both consequences, even if it's bad or good. Yeah, I mean you have to learn from your mistakes that you make, and I make mistakes. I definitely make mistakes. Morning, Matt, and everyone on Matt's live. Sorry, I had a little bit of a cough. Do you think we? Wait, I can't even see that. Let me increase the size of this because I can't see a damn thing. Um, you think we will get a run with crypto today? That's tough to say. I haven't really gone through the market yet, but we are seeing a little bit of green action in some of the plays that I'm looking at. So, or that's on my watch list. So it's good to see that, but it's just not as aggressively green. I think there's so much um, maybe uncertainty in the market of exactly how crypto is going to react. Um, and with seeing that, that's where it's like, okay, if we don't know where it's going to go, let's just stand still and not do anything, right? Whether people are holding or not buying, they're just sitting there and doing nothing and waiting for whatever the reaction will be. This is kind of the same thing as you see like day traders in the beginning of the market or the beginning of the day. They'll say, don't trade within the first like 15 minutes or 30 minutes of the market opening, right? I think 30 minutes is a long time. I think 15 minutes is a long time. Honestly, it could be like 5 or 10 minutes to where you're waiting. However, I feel like that's the most volatile time, and you could benefit from that aggressively. You can also lose money aggressively if you choose the wrong way. If you see that there's some sort of a pre market pivot, you can now make money off of that bounce. Um, Sorry, this my voice keeps like going out, going in and out. And I got the hiccups. Now I'm coughing and I got hiccups. Give me a second. Like I just need to clear my throat and it's not clearing. But yeah, when it comes to whether it is or it isn't going to run, um, I'm not entirely sure as to what we're going to see. We're going to have to look at the rest of the market in a couple of minutes. Look at coin market cap and see how things are flowing. Any research from your end on Zen crypto? Not at the moment, no. Clickbait YouTuber? I mean, I try not to. I mean, I talk about everything that I put in my title and thumbnails. I try to address in the videos. Clickbait would mean that you're not talking about those things. Clickbait would mean that um, you just want someone to come to that video because of what that thumbnail says or title says, and then you don't talk about it. It's like a bait and switch type of thing. That's the definition of clickbait. I've never done that. Um, I always talk about um, I always talk about what I put in my thumbnail or title, whether we're talking about Shiba Inu to $1 or Shiba Inu to a penny or Jasmy to $1 or whatever. That's that conversation. The questions come up and I answer those questions. So whether people feel like I am a clickbait YouTuber, I only see a couple of people that, say that. People that are just maybe upset and just don't like me, it's okay. If you don't like me, you can go somewhere else. You can comment whatever you want to comment. I see all of the comments. It doesn't hurt me at all. I go on about my day. Um, and I'm sure you go on about your day as well. And it's like no harm, no foul. But then it comes to the point where it's like, sometimes I just don't. You're not adding to that. It's just like, hey, you do this. It's like, how? How is that? How is it affecting you, first of all? And please explain in which way did I do that, right? And there's no explanation. So then there's no reason for you to be here, right? I check all the history of the comments and see the history of the comments have been inherently negative and have never been positive since the first moment. I can see every single comment that you post on a video. When you post a comment, I click into it and I can see every comment you've ever posted history wise. So if there's nothing positive you have to say every time you come back here, all you're doing is giving me views and you're adding to the algorithm. It would be best if you just didn't do anything at all. But you can even dislike and it's still adding to the algorithm. Just if you don't like me, just stop my videos from coming up. That's all you have to do. Leverage trading is not easy, like Forex. Yeah, it's not easy at all. Uh, as a part of my exit strategy with Jasmy, it includes selling majority at one time around 90 cents. Um, I was told that for every seller, you have to have a buyer. Doesn't mean that a it won't be able to sell. So with every seller, you do have to have a buyer. There's a buy and a sell on each side, right? Um, but um, when you look at it that way, right, you have to understand the ones that have low liquidity or have low supply. Those are the ones that have an issue with that. For Jasmy Coin, there will be buyers at every stage. There will be sellers at every stage. The issue um, is that as you're at the top, it may end up filling at a lower price where people are looking to buy, where they have maybe a limit order for it to go from, a dollar down to like 90 cents. And you may get filled closer to the 90-cent level rather than a dollar if that's the case. If there's not as much, buying that's going on right then and there. But it's not anything to be concerned about. I've never had an issue, even while things were running to ridiculous levels. I've never had an issue getting out of a position, especially the ones that have billions of coins. So I wouldn't say that that would be a problem. The only thing that you would have a problem with is the fact that whatever you're holding, you said majority of it you're going to sell at 90 cents, which means that um, you're going to be holding a lot as you get up to that point. Whether it's, I don't know if it's going to be like 50% or it's going to be like 90% or whatever. um, but that is where it ends up being maybe a little bit difficult because you think about it and it's like, let's say I have a million Jasmy coin, right? Or I have 2 million Jasmy coin and I'm going to sell 50% at 90 cents. That's $900,000. As you're moving up to that point, you have 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, which is something maybe you haven't seen ever in one position. And it's going to burn a hole in your pocket. It's like you putting thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars in your bank account. Most people will just end up spending it because it burns a hole in your pocket. The same thing will happen with this. So make sure that you are selling at the right stages and not being too greedy. Because I understand how people want to be very greedy. They're like, I want to become a Jasmy Coin millionaire. It's not necessarily like you don't need to physically become just a Jasmy Coin millionaire. There's so many opportunities that are out there that you can create, millionaire status off of just being a crypto millionaire rather than just a one position millionaire. You know what I mean? Yesterday XRP traded at $2.50. Do you have any idea? I didn't see that. Wherever they were buying it, they ended up getting a ridiculously high price for buying that. Hope you're doing well, brother. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Um, Do you think, what do you think about ICP? I like ICP. I don't have ICP, but I think the one thing that turned me off to that was the dilution that happened within it. But we haven't seen much, if any, dilution within the play since the I would say scaled dilution, but the increase of the supply throughout time. Because when I first bought ICP, it was around 100, 100 between 100 and 120 million coins that were out there, and now it's sitting at like 400 million coins. So it obviously added so much more to that and decreased in the overall market cap. So it was a little bit of a tricky situation. I did make money off of that play, but then I sold it as I saw what the dilution possibility was. And I'm glad I did because it was like $5,000 or something that I put in there, or at least had in there. And if I would have done that, I would have way less money. So it's not saying that it doesn't have a future at all. I think it definitely can hit not only the market caps that it's been to, but 2 to 3 times what that overall high is. But it was something that the dilution really got to me, and I would have invested more at a very, very low spot. I just didn't have money when it was at that point. Bro, ain't nothing about crypto is safe. What do you mean? Ain't nothing about crypto is safe. There's a lot about crypto that's safe. It's just they like to classify it as being, and when I say they, I mean the government, governments in general, but especially the SEC. They like to, um, they like to classify it or claim that it's not safe, that it's fraudulent and people use it for money laundering and all these other things. They tend to leave out the fact that the U.S. dollar is also used for money laundering, right? Businesses are used for money laundering, and they grab a lot of that money and they they wash that money. They basically have these fronts in businesses, and they launder money, right? That's just how that goes, right? And I understand how crypto can be used in that fashion, in that nature, but um, you see how it could be used in any scenario. Not saying that it is right or wrong to do it that way, as well as you know understanding, investing into some of these meme coins. It's not really safe at all, but you look at a lot of the ones that have a potential use case, people that invested in the internet, in anything internet, have made fortunes off of that because they invested into something that was new. And when things are new, people are afraid of those things that are new, right? Whether it's a new job, whether it's a new bike or a new car, you're afraid of things that are new. No matter how you're excited for them, you're afraid of something that's new. Um, People don't like to embrace change. It's just how the human race is. Even I'm that way. And I have to remind myself, hey, you know what? Change is good. So sometimes change is good. Not all the time change is good, but change can be good. Um, so I think crypto does, is pretty safe when you look at certain plays, ones that are um, within the top 100, other ones that can flow into the top 100, but majority of the ones that have a potential use case for the future, have something lined up. I feel like does, is pretty safe. And I understand how people look at it like it drops 80% every single year. It drops 80% every single cycle, 90% at times. And yeah, you're right. As it has, as we're starting to build like adoption and people are understanding crypto a little bit more, that it's not as, speculative. It's not as, people are not as uncertain or paranoid about what their investment's going to be and what their US dollar is going to. It's like we're holding crypto for utilizing crypto there. So I don't know. It's a different conversation. Um, Too early to go long. Wait it out. Wait until after this weekend. Anyone here grab any baby boom? It's cheap. I haven't bought any baby boom. I still have boom, but I don't. I haven't. I was gonna make a boom video yesterday, but I just didn't have the time. I've been watching you for quite a while. I have no complaints. You've helped me out. I appreciate your efforts. Well, thank you for saying that, Alan. I know it's not all sunshine, rainbows, unicorns, and butterflies, but it's always great to learn something new. And I like when people come here and say, you taught me something new. I didn't know this, and I implemented this into my strategy, and it seems to work. Or every time people get caught up being at the tippy top of a bull market without any type of profits, and being able to have an exit plan really does help people. Something simple like that. No way do I think that I'm the most knowledgeable person, that I utilize every single pattern in my TA. um, there's no way that I'm going to say that. I'm not going to say that I'm the smartest person in the world. I don't think people should follow me for investment advice. What they should do is, maybe learn from some of the mistakes that I make, um, because I do, and I'm very transparent with those mistakes. Learn from being able to grab passive income in different places. Start maybe leverage trading and see if it's something that interests you, especially doing it in a platform to where you can leverage trade 50 cents if you want to, right? Literally get an understanding of trading in the crypto market by trading a very, very small amount and seeing those percentage gains. Now, um, I want to make sure that people understand what leverage trading is. So that's why I have the education portion that's over on my Patreon. You're doing a great job, man. What you do, I'm in on XRP, Jasmy, and Shib. Excited to see these plays run up. So am I. Is there any sites where you can easily create your own coin? I believe TokenFi is putting a lot of that together to where you can tokenize assets and build your own token if you wanted to. There is a site where you can make your own Binance Smart Chain coin, but you are going to have to you know go about like adding the logo and adding and doing the website and all that stuff, unless you want to make like a true meme that doesn't have a website associated with it. um you know has maybe I would say a small tax or something to really get started, and then once you see that the tax goes away or whatever, like you can build different things there on the Binance Smart Chain. I think they've made it easy to do that. um but I haven't researched building coins in a while. Glad I have you here on YouTube. I use your link from Marjax, and I'm making good money. Thanks, from Germany. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad that you found a strategy. Just understand that your strategy, you know, may need adjusting throughout time, because while you may have a solid strategy now, it may not work for a certain time in the market. And I think you may understand that. So it's good to see that you're making some money from Marjax, because it's always great to be able to trade with someone else's money, to truly understand. Let's say if you believe something was going to happen with this, you're utilizing other people's money to make yourself money, which is the way that the wealthiest people build wealth. You're utilizing other money or other people's money to give yourself like a safer investment for yourself, right? You put in $100, you've leveraged trade at a certain point that you truly believe for this to go at a mass or grow at a massive scale. You end up making a lot from it. I've seen people make tens of thousands of dollars from leverage trading because they did their research and they understood when to invest. Please have some warm water with salt. You will relax your throat as your throat is sore. I mean, I appreciate that. I don't think my throat is sore. It's just I need to clear my throat, like, or yeah, I need to just clear it. But it's not bad right now. I'm not gonna be on here for long, guys, because once the kids wake up, I have to get Hayden ready for the day, Harper ready for school. Um, but I wanted to let you guys know that I believe today I'm going to be live again over on Patreon for a little bit to see what's happening over there. So if you want to sign up for Patreon, feel free to use my link in the description. But also, you don't have to sign up as a paid member. This is going to be out for people that are just over there as free members. So if you want to, subscribe to Patreon as a free member, you can do that, and it will be available to free members, to paid members, and then obviously anything else that we have for paid members that are there. Especially going over my portfolio, I feel like I need to do that this week. Um, but yeah, let's look at the entire market. I think we went 35 minutes talking to a lot of people in the chat. Let's look at the market and see where that can take us, and then we'll, if that takes us to the end of the live stream, it does. But know that there will be a lot of chatting over on the like Patreon live stream later today. The Patreon live stream might not be super long. Again, it's not something that's like I can go live here and then just continue directly on there. I have to have a gap in between because, children. Amazon might purchase ICP for their payment systems. That would be good. It's as safe as ever. Someone can knock you on your head and take your money out your wallet, but you can't do that with crypto. It's true. If you don't have two-factor authentication and automatic locks and all that stuff on your apps, though, if they know what they're doing, they could steal whatever they want to steal. So things, I would say that crypto is definitely very, very safe at the moment, especially with all of the attention around exchanges and whether they are one to one, and people can get their money back if something does, if kind of they get into a bad spot. I was going to say something else, but this is a family channel. I think it will continue to dip until the halving and the weekend. Too many are hoping for the pump. I guess there could still be a big sell off. I'll load my USDT and wait. I hear you. I hear you. There's always a difficult situation. It's like whether you're going to sell things and load your USDT, or whether you're going to just load up more USDT and then end up making these moves. Like if you're taking new income that's coming in the door, and you're buying USDT, that's probably a better situation than selling off everything and bringing it to USDT, because what you could essentially be doing is missing out on the bull run entirely if it doesn't go that way that you believe it's going to go. Anything could happen, and I understand how we see things within the chart, and we're like, okay, this is definitely going to happen this way. But there's a rare chance, and not rare, but there is another chance where that doesn't happen that way, and then you selling off everything gets into a bad situation. So hopefully, it's more of the former. I just like the video. Well, thank you for doing that. Appreciate it. I saved change. I said I was going to go into the market, but I like talking to you guys. So let's go over here. Trading on margin seems so risky. It is, but you just have to get used to it. I think uh, it's risky. It's very risky when you think about it in the normal sense, where um, you investing into a position. Let's say you invest in a position and you have $10,000 on margin, right? And you're trading in the stock market. You have to have the money in your account in order to cover that, and if you don't, then you get liquidated from that position, right? With the losses not only on that play, but also with the rest of the money that's in your account. Like that's something that happens where you're like, oh, okay, I don't want that to happen. And that's where a lot of people's heads go when it comes to margin. But leverage trading within crypto, you can do isolated leverage to where if you risk $40, you only have the potential chance to lose $40. They do not dig into your account, and they do not take anything from any other spot that you have. If you do If you do a lower amount, then you could risk even less in order to, leverage trade a little bit more, or, just kind of get your feet wet in the situation. But I always recommend doing a 5x leverage and starting with like $1. You can do the 20 cents that you're putting into that play, starting with $1 to see it through and see the process of it. I never recommend for people to start with like $100 or $1,000 or anything like that. I've seen people have success right from the start, but again, I don't want you to take on that much risk if you don't understand it. Still, um, one, I'm cold. Is Harper sleeping or is she awake? I think she's sleeping. We'll make sure that neither of these kids get up. It is 6:49, so they don't typically get up until about 7:30. All right. So less computers. Mining means the hashing difficulty becomes less and less. Oh wait, what are you talking about? You're going through all of it. You can take a small amount of your money and make it big in leverage trading. After the halving, the miners will make less per block. So many big miners will have to turn off their mining computers to save on electricity. Now with less computers mining, it makes the hashing more Bitcoin easier. Uh, I know it will go down, bro. Is the, wait, bro? Is the halving coming? Wait, incoming. Um, yes. So less computers means hashing difficulty becomes less. So it could reach a point where it would be easier to mine a Bitcoin using one computer. I don't know about that. Yeah, I've seen people that are mining rigs that are kind of extending their efforts and adding to their rigs in order to mine the same rewards. I would say leverage up to 13x because the liquidation price seems more safer. Yeah, I would probably say I typically do a leverage to five to 10x because if you look at it that way, it's very simple. Right? If you are leverage trading something and let's say it's $100, right? 5x leverage means that you're investing $20 and then the $80 is coming from Margex, right? Or whatever platform you're using. So basically saying that you own 20% of that position while Margex owns 80%. So meaning that if that price drops by 20%, you then lose your entire position that you put in there. So if you understand that a little bit more, you understand the decrease that we can see within it, and you'll also have a picture of exactly what the liquidation point is for that. But you'll be able to do that math beforehand instead of just waiting and going, okay, all right, what would be the liquidation point? Can it be at this point? If it's not, then I don't want to be in that investment. You don't have to buy it because you can do the math ahead of time. And then if you also go 100x leverage, right? 100x leverage means that if that position drops by 1%, you lose everything, right? That you put in there. So if you put in $100 at 100x leverage or $1,000 at 100x leverage, you have $100,000 that you're trading with, but you're risking that $1,000 if it drops by 1%, right? So if you're seeing a strong bounce, right, where you know it's going to bounce off of this support level, and you want to take on that risk, there are people that will take on that risk and then see it absolutely skyrocket from there, and they will do 100x leverage with $1,000, meaning that as it does grow, they gain so much more money in the end. But it is very, very risky to do it that way. I always recommend 5 to 10x leverage because it gives you 20 to 10%. It gives you a little bit of wiggle room. Anyways, let's look at the entire market. Currently, the market is at a $2.27 trillion market cap, down 2.32%. We are seeing Bitcoin's dominance that's still sitting at 54%. Slight decrease for the last 24 hours, but basically it's flat. Um, but we need to see this dominance decrease if we're actually seeing altcoin season happening, right? Once we see this, drop below 50, we know that we're on the verge of seeing altcoin season. It still wouldn't be it yet, but when we start seeing that, below 50, below 48, below 45, those levels, that's where we're going to see altcoins that are at their highest, at their peaks. So we're kind of waiting on that to happen. But if let's look at things that are in the top 100. We have Bitcoin that's slightly up. We have Ethereum that's slightly up as well. You're looking at about 1%, 0.65%, 0.64%. BNB is slightly down. Solana is up by 2.74%, up to $136. You do see XRP that's up 1% as well. Dogecoin up about 1%, 2% for ton. Cardano is slightly down. Shiba Inu is up slightly by 0.5%. It tends to take a while to adjust. I do want to buy more Avalanche. I feel like this is a great price for Avalanche. And I think I want to hold more. Maybe I can get I got to check my bank account, but maybe I can get like $1,000 or something. I did want to throw more money into my dividend account, but we'll see. Again, I got to check how much we have there. Let's see. Bitcoin Cash down by 2.3, 2%. Polkadot down by 0.3, Chainlink up 1%, and so on and so forth. Near Protocol is up. Let's look at things that are moving the most within the top 100. You have AKT. That's up 9%, 4% down for the last 7 days, almost at $1 billion market cap. Near Protocol, 5.7, $5.8 billion market cap, down 21% in the last 7 days, but up 7% or 8% in the last 24 hours, 7% for BitGet token. Celestia is still sitting around the $10 or $11 range. SEI is at 50 cents. It's up 5%. You have Monero that's up almost 5.5%. Mantle, Python Network, Maker is up to 3,200. It is down 27% in the last 7 days though. So sorry, not 27%, 4%. It shifted. CHZ is down by 27%. Let's look at my watch list as well. See what's happening within there. I know a lot of these plays, tend to move a lot. You have MAGA Trump that's up by 20%, up to a $230 million market cap. You have Krill Coin that's up by 8%, up to a 73-cent price. I feel like it has so much more room for growth there. Solana up to $136. It is down 19% in the last 7 days, 19% for Grok, but you're seeing this at a 1.8% increase over the last 24 hours. Very close to my cost basis of about 7,200, but I'm not worried about Grok. I think Grok's going to have a lot of success. Jasmy coin slightly up as well, but still at about the 1.7, almost 1.8 cent range, down 12% or 13% over the last 7 days. Harvest Finance is down 29% over the last 7 days, but up 1% today, up to $73.35. Caspa down to 11 cents. I feel like that's kind of a steal for where this was and where this will be. I think it definitely would be worth a lot more than the 15 cents that it was at. So I think, I don't know if I'll end up taking a risk because I wanted to do leverage trading with this, but as I do leverage trading with this position, it tends to have higher fees on Margex. So I don't really like that about Caspa or ADA, but that's a whole nother story. You have XRP that's sitting at a 1% increase as well. Chronos that's at a 1% increase as well. Lucky's Leprechaun 0.6%. Bohm is up by 1.3% or 1.2%. Let's see. It's decreasing the most. Joe Biden coin is down by 9%. GME is down by 4%. Plus 14% over the last 7 days, though. So yeah, things look okay. right? They're not horrible. I'm freezing. They're not horrible, but they look okay. It looks like Harper did wake up, so we only have like a few minutes to get to about 7 o'clock, and then we're gonna hop off of here. Margins is a risky business, but start small to help you learn. It won't hurt. What the world was that? Did Harper just jump on the floor? Oh, she's trying to put on her shoe. Um, I don't know what she's struggling with. Harper, do you need help with something? I don't know. I think she needs help with her shoes. I don't know. I don't know if those shoes fit her. Yeah, she's fine. She'll probably come see what I wanted. All right, so you got 206 people that are here. Thank you guys for watching. We got 127 likes. I appreciate you guys for hitting the like button. If you haven't had a chance to do that, please do that. Also, if you want to check out my Patreon page, feel free to check that out. The link is in the description. Um, you can be a free member. You can be a paid member if you want to. But the live streams that we do a will be for everybody. And then all the other stuff like the spreadsheets that you get, the educational content, the portfolio updates, all of those things will be for the paid members. So I do appreciate all of you guys that are over there as free members or as paid members. It does, help out and really supports me and my family. So thank you for doing that. But yeah, if you go over here to my Patreon, you're gonna see a bunch of different things. Whether we have the crypto live streams or we have a bunch of other updates that are here as well. Whether it's exclusive posts or you have more like educational content, we made a brand new exit plan spreadsheet, um, which includes every or a lot of cryptocurrencies, and we can honestly add more if need be. But yeah, there's just too much, or there's a lot that's here that you can go over, whether it's market updates or whatever. I know the market updates are more about time sensitive stuff and what's happened in the market there, but I like to show as much information as possible and just create that conversation. We also have the community tab where we have many conversations that are held, but that's only for um, you know paid members to be able to communicate there. But you can communicate on any of the chats or the comments that are open to the public. So feel free to be a part of that if you want to. Make sure this other one is other child is still laying there. She doesn't need to get up right now. I bought 100K Jasmy yesterday, and I hope it was a good decision. I think long term it will be a good decision. Just don't expect like um, immediate success. You know what I mean? So seeing the level of decrease doesn't mean that it's like a widespread panic. Um, but I'm glad to see that you're making that decision, especially at a lower level. Hopefully, it was at the you know 1.7, 1.6 level, that would be fantastic compared to where the high point was, right? Does anyone think the price will hit 150K? We'll hit 150K back to 70K and then up to 250K for Bitcoin. I think there's a lot that could happen, but essentially, yes, eventually. I lost 20K during the bear market, gambled with Solana leverage, and now I got 20 million Lunic and 6K total portfolio right now. Think I can even out after the halving? I think you can. I think you can definitely see that. You'll probably see more than evening out as you see the opportunity. The issue is that now that you're so far down, the issue is more mental. It's more about like I want to get back to break even rather than like I want to see profit. And that's what's tough, right? When you lose money within a bear market and you like gamble either with leverage trading or don't understand exactly what you're doing and where you're investing at, um, you know, you now have to change that mindset from like gaining a bunch of stuff to protecting what you put in, uh, to essentially not lose money in the end. And any trader that's oh, Hayden's awake. Any trader that's essentially losing or gains money is considered like a profitable trader or a good trader, right? If you're profitable, then you're doing the right thing, right? There's a lot of people that are not profitable. Um, but obviously you want to be way more than just like break even or making $100 in a year from trading. Because technically you making $100 is profitable. It's just not profitable enough to consider yourself like a day trader. Like you're basically breaking even unless you can, make thousands upon thousands of dollars or make, hundreds of percent. Doesn't have to be a certain dollar figure, but hundreds of percent. Um, so I think you can and will, as long as you do kind of see it through a little bit. Because what's going to happen is you're probably going to get to your break even and you're going to sell everything because you're like, all right, well, I'm even and I'm getting out of this play. But I also don't want you to hold on for um, the sun to rise, right? And it just you know doesn't come, right? And you're talking about like when I say that, I'm talking about like making $100,000 over what you invested in there. Now you have to settle for a $10,000, $20,000 gain rather than seeing a $100,000 gain or 200,000 or $1 million gain. So, um, yeah, it's definitely something that's tough. I think Bohm will at $10. I mean, that's a little much. If Bohm hits $10, it would be like a because Bohm has like 55 million or billion coins, I believe. So it'd be like a $55 billion market cap to get to a level of um, $1. I'm pretty sure Bohm has that. Bohm has 55 billion coins, which means if you're looking at a level of $10, it would be $550 billion market cap. So I probably would say no. That's not going to happen. But it does have a total supply. You could see Burns, but I have faith in what Burns can do. I just don't see the processes and where a bunch of people believe in the Burns enough to establish those Burns. The only one that I see that establishes Burns or a couple of them is CRO and BNB, right? Those are the only ones that really establish Burns in more of an aggressive manner, right? Binance or BNB with their quarterly burns, and then CRO burning 70% of the overall supply. No other project has done that much there. Dogecoin 20 will launch in 2 days. That's great. Hopefully it has that, a large amount of success, and hopefully it's launching during more of a bullish time in the market and not, that bearish time in the market. At what time does the market close your time or reset for the day? So the crypto market never closes. It always stays open. But we're talking about the stock market for. So, um, yeah. On your Patreon page, which house in the background is yours? Uh, None of them. None of them. I don't. Which house? So this is a clubhouse. This is actually what course is that? Uh Baywood Greens in Delaware. One of the most beautiful courses I've ever played. And I've played at some really, really beautiful courses. I played in the Dominican Republic. I played um, in South Carolina, which has some beautiful courses as well. Cobblestone Park is fantastic, a beautiful course. Love that course so much. Um, what other course is it? Geez, I can't think of it. Plantation Lakes um, is a fantastic course in Delaware as well. Um, where else did I play? I've played in. Oh, I played what the hell? This no, not the Cypress course in Pensacola, Florida, but it was another one. I can't think of it. Something Dunes in Alabama. Can't think of the name, but that was like the third best course. I would say um, my favorite course to play is probably Baywood Greens. Then comes the course that I played um, the other day, which is Bella Vista, which is close to me, and I just love that course. I only played it twice, but I love that course. Um, I just played a lot of good courses. All right, so I have to go, guys. Um, it's been to Kiwa yet? What? It's where the PGA was at in South Carolina. I haven't. I've only been to South Carolina twice. And I played golf there for 3 times. And no, I haven't played there. I can't remember the other courses I played, but I think one was in Georgia or one was in, yeah, because I know I drove a little bit to get there. When I stayed there, I was only maybe 50 minutes away from, or no, like like an hour and like 20 minutes or hour and 30 minutes away from like Augusta, but you can't play Augusta. I just noticed there's a live chat on Ripple channel now, talking about something about an airdrop live now, doubling the amount uh, that you put in by scanning a QR code. Have you scanned? Is it a scam? Yes. It most likely is a scam. If you are getting any type of thing that's saying, hey, scan this QR code or get double the amount, you can give me XRP and I'll give you double the amount of XRP. It's a scam. Don't get caught up with that. Stick with the amount that you have. These airdrop things are are just are dumb. They're always trying to they're always trying to get people. All right, guys, I have to get out of here because I have to go upstairs and get that little child up and Get Harper ready for school. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Again, if you guys want to go and check out my Patreon, the link is in the description. You can join as a free member, and I'm looking to build up the Patreon as free members as well as paid members, just so that people get notifications. We have 200,000 subscribers over here, and I feel like we don't get nearly enough notifications that goes out to people. So please go over there. I'm just asking to subscribe as a free member. Doesn't cost you a thing. Just requires you to get a Patreon account. But I gotta get out of here, guys. Thank you again for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.